G'day, everybody. Brian here from QuantLabsNet.com. My last video, I goofed up. Um, just all audio. I'm going to show you a complete tour where we're at with pretty well everything in terms of development, futures and options trading, and all that. So at the top here at QuantLabsNet.com, you can find basically, yeah, audio's all good. All right, so at the top here, you'll find here, start here, and a career section. So this is for the people that want to start getting into algo trading. So this thing at hftcode.com is where you get a code base to work from in Python with 4 sample strategies, forex pairs, stock, commodities, and so on. And you can use Visual Studio, Claude Code, and the like to get started. Okay. Also, I've added another one, duplicate product, but it also has an AI interview preparation platform to it, we'll call it. Lots of PDF examples, how to prompt, how to role play, how to get through all phases of recruiting for high paying jobs in the quant trading, HFT trading space. Okay, so just we know that. The next thing is we have our membership called the Quant Analytics. In here, we have a trial for 7 days. This will be going up in the next few days by 50%, and I'm going to show you why. So jump on it now for that price before it goes up per month. That's if you're obviously interested. So my job here is to show you that. We also have a Discord now, and we also have a private section for all my paying members once we get enough people to contribute in that as well. So also as part of this membership we're talking about is the group section. In here, this is the core of everything, the back end. So I'm going to show you the evolution of where we're at, where we're trading. So as you know, I've been working with futures and options, mostly CME related, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Over the last couple of months, been working on automated creating keyword here, dynamic trading bots where I can generate between 10 to 12 trading bots or strategies based off of news. So I'm going to show you that as well, and how all the different types of AI models that you can use and the critical difference it makes. So I've been doing online events every Tuesday night on YouTube, 7 p.m. This is the newest one that's coming up. So April 21st, what does it include? Okay, let's check it out. So the last few days I've been tweaking. Everything seems to work really good. But what matters is A, we're creating trading bots that are profitable. And B, the more we create, the more opportunity we have. So in this, there's about 8 models we could talk about. All of these Chinese ones, US based ones, including Claude and OpenAI, and a various set of Chinese ones. General consensus is that the Chinese ones are not going to create the kind of quality code you need to be profitable doing this. Okay. So if you're trying to be on the cheap side of things, not paying for AI like $100 a month, let's say, with a US based one, specifically in something like Claude Code, or using the GPT Codex because everything I do is now Python. I think you're not going to succeed at all. And I'm going to show you why. Okay, so if you go back to my group section here that I talked about, I can go here. So in the group section, what we've got here, actually, just go under more, which is sign up, you get access to 3 different groups. But there's this one, the Quant Finance group, which is the private one. There's this. So since yesterday, I've been playing around with different Chinese AI. They don't give you what you want. Okay. Also, I can generate everything driven off of news. So we have here this thing called a trading report. So if you look at the style of these reports, this is all what institutions are doing. meaning banks, hedge funds, firms, quant funds, HFT firms, family offices, and like. If you don't understand what they're doing, as you can see here, based around futures and options, you're not going to be a successful trader over the long run. You'll just be most likely trading in the spot market and getting killed off, and you'd be put in the bucket of what they call dumb money. It's because the smart money, which is this, is going to take advantage of you. And about 90% of the people that are in the not smart money camp lose money, and they lose bad. So what we're dealing with is right now coming off of the Iran war with the U.S., and everything's been focused on energy, oil, gas, heating oil. Also, there's gold, silver as well involved. Treasuries has an impact, and it's just basically derived around what comes out of President Trump's head and how he tweets things, and then the markets react to it. Also has impact on currencies, market indices, and crypto. And there's a whole flow of relationships between all of these different assets and how it's all loaded up, impacted by arbitrage opportunities and hedging and blah, 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 blah. This is where you need to spend a lot of your time to understand how this works. That's what this Quant Analytics is really built for. So you can see this one. This is fairly easy to go through. It's fairly plain English and blah, 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 which is fine. Doesn't work for the AI though. So if you follow into a more recent one from earlier today, as an example, um, like this one that I can download, it's using a US based AI to generate it. So here it is. And you'll see the stark difference between the two. Namely, that this one's more targets, more percentages, and is very precise on what the firms are doing and giving you actual hard coded hard numbers. Okay. And exactly what they're doing in option chains and all forward looking data. Any person that's successful and has been in the game for a long time knows perfectly well the only proper data to use is forward looking data. That's why it's called futures with options that gives you the ability to watch open interest on a variety of different chains. I've gone over it last week or so. We got that portion working, very expensive to do. That's why everything's going up now because it works. On top of that, everything's all forward looking. In the options world, it's open interest, along with Greek analysis as well. So, in a nutshell, that's what we're looking at. So, this works better than the prior style. And this is generated by CodeEx from OpenAI. All right. So, what I want to show you here is a typical set of bots. So, we're going to generate 10 to 12 trading bots in a trading session. Okay. Here is the source code right here. Okay. All of this, I'm going to show you some examples of the code base and how it works. I don't put this out there into the public domain or even behind my paywall. It's not valuable. But people can use what I generate. As example, the the PDFs that are generated. So I'm going to show you some more. So here, I've talked about this trading report. We also have a trading what we call bot plan. What are the available current bots that will get traded based on that news? And it can range from Bitcoin to the market indices, oil, gold, some of the currencies, and so on and so forth. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. So I'll load in the earlier set of data. In here, what I want to show is this is a standard HTML dashboard that is everything I'm showing is created by AI. Okay, so we have 11 trading bots. 8 of them are operational. Now, this win ratio may not look good, but there's something I want you to take away from. So we have 11 different trading bots. Here's what they trade in: Brent crude, Bitcoin, copper, Ethereum, Euro, USD, Euro dollar, gold, silver, SOFR, which is the overnight rate, P500, wheat, and WTI crude oil. So if we go under the charts, see what was traded right here is what matters. Okay. See here, we traded Bitcoin, no winners. Here, we try to trade S&P 500. This is over a couple hours. All losers. But if you've been watching, what we want to see is the winners here. So this one's something different that you may not have seen. Right now, over the last few hours, this was a 50-50 win ratio of about 50%, as you can see. Some instances, these assets that get traded could be very close to 70, 80% win ratio. So this is all generated by AI. What we could do is if we get that kind of scenario of 80% win ratio on something, we can automatically move it into an environment and live trade it with real money pretty well, very quickly. So we can take advantage of the opportunity. Sometimes, depending upon the assets being traded, in this case, euro, we could trade it overnight, the overnight markets as well. So we could theoretically trade this overnight and profit off of this even more if the win ratio maintains at a very high rate of, like I said, 70, 80%. And then we can apply things like options, other types of leverage to maximize profit opportunity. Only these kind of bot strategies would be moved into a live trading environment. A fine one is pretty rare, but it happens, and it happens 2 times a week. We just don't know about it, okay? Because the financial institutions are not talking about their live trading results. They can't. It's not allowed, but we can because we don't have these restrictions. So that's what we're after right there. Okay, so let's jump into our programming editor. Now, what I'm going to show you is something unique. So what we're talking about, because today is April 17, this set of data was launched on 11:55 p.m. today, and these were all the bots that were traded, the ones I just talked about. The one that we're really interested in is this one right here. This is the code, and this will interface with that Python trading server, and then that will combine all the ability of all the communication with a message bus sitting on Redis, message queuing kind of database, I guess you call, in memory, and then turn around and interface all the calls, requests, live trading through Rhythmic, one of the data providers that popular that will connect you not just into the CME environment. Yeah, so you can trade all of these instruments, and then it's just one server that will be the hub to all of these bots. That's how it works. So here's the simple source code. And this one could have worked pretty good. But this is where we're going with this. Okay, so I just want to show you that. So one of the things we need to do is when we generate these bots, just sometimes, the bots may not connect live into the markets. Okay, so when it comes down to prompting, um, let's see if I can find an example. Okay. So what we can do is we can generate um, what is running and connecting live into the market data. Also, we can figure out how are the trading, how is the live trading based upon looking at all these logs. Okay. Sometimes it'll explain what the data is, information, the market conditions, the price, if it's going to trade or not. So that's typical what you find in the log. From that, we can assess what we can trade and what we can't trade. So in this case, based just only on logs, I asked it right here, how are the potential trading opportunity with P&L? Again, this is Claude code. How are the trading opportunities with P&L, profit and loss, with logs? Which strategy has most potential and why? This is what it came back with. So it ranks among all those bots. Bitcoin, because of this. Plus, it gives you the projections from a portfolio metric standpoint, Sharpe ratio, win ratio, profit factor, max drawdown within tolerance, risk reward, and why this has the most potential right here. Plus, might have some data connectivity problems. And then the numbers, or the second one was the HG or copper, based upon AI demand breakout, because more that involves data centers and wiring involves copper. Okay, so these are the win ratio of 55%, blah, 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 blah. And then here's all the other ones, but I know the ones from the early uh, would be this one, Euro USD. Okay. Limits on profitability, recommendations. So then I turned around and said, can you give me a recommendation of potential on this strategy, which is the one I just talked about, the Euro USD? Okay. Um, and the logic of that strategy, just to make sure we understand it, um, is this one right here. So it trades long Euro USD futures to capitalize on the Euro ECB, Euro Central Bank, hawkish repricing, Euro USD rallying to 1.12, Fed cut expectation with macro funds exceeding Euro calls versus US puts, risk reversal comes out of that and turning positive for the Euro upside. And that's kind of what happened. And as I said, if that continued, today's Friday, overnight, that may have continued profit potentially. Not saying it would have, but we could have set up an automated bot to go into the live trading mode. So we asked about the potential of this one. How do we improve it? So this is what it said. So it looked at all the trading, 4 losses, 2 wins, win ratio very low, uh, profit negative. But here were some of the issues that it had market data on problems. And again, this is from native English prompting, one log. And I just showed you um, also with you could do this against a Python script, any programming script really, or file. And then there's these entry signal problems because it hits a loss rather than a target. Poor entry timing, ATI is too ATR average true range on the exits too tight. Here's some examples. So we need to look at half a pip, which is too strong, too tight. So it also gives me a rating. All these win ratio, timeline, profit factor. Here's the root causes, and then to make this viable, it gives me a suggestion again in raw native English prompting against an AI. This time again in Claude. This is why I think it's beyond critical that if you want to succeed, you have to work with something very easy, that's highly intelligent, gives you high quality answers. You may get this out of the Chinese AIs, but so far they're not quite there yet. Of compared to Claude and somewhat OpenAI is okay as well. The U.S. ones seem to work better because I've spent quite a bit of time this week on it, and I've lost about 3 days. But now this seems to work. Not just that, but I'm able to get 3 trading opportunities out of it. Versus well, the Chinese ones, it's only one, and they all lose money as well. Just synopsis of what to expect on that live stream. All right. So coming back to this, you can see I ask it now, based on your recommendations, create a new trading bot Python script to maximize the profit potential. And look what it does. It gives me 7 improvements based upon that right here. This script right here, 700 plus lines. Okay. And again, I keep mentioning the tip. If you want to save money, always go with the lowest quality um, or lowest tier flawed model. Okay. Which I can. Okay. And you'll save quite a bit of money. It's just as effective as the uh, other tiers like Claude Opus and Sonnet. You'll just pay more for the same results, I find. Anyway, so here's some of the solutions. Here's what's expected on the improvements. So we're going from a 33% win ratio now to 60 to 70%. So that's all built around what I suspected that we would like to see here or any of these bots. But I can improve it, run it alone on Monday and see what happens. If I want to do that, I could do that. Okay, so let me just go back to you. So there's all these things here, and also allows for better execution on the stop distance as well. Okay, so the trade duration's a little better as well. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is one of the enhancements that you can do using AI. And again, again, when it comes to these things on hftcode.com, you can do the same thing. Do it in Claude and use the code base I give you, and that will work in interactive brokers using the Trader Workstation. With it works right out of the gate um, in Python. So trying to get to that level, it take you days and days, and that's AI generated code. So that's why this is kind of valuable, I would think. But what makes it more valuable? This is more for retail, spot market, the money stuff I mentioned. But this stuff more focuses on smart money, all features and options. So I just want to make sure this is known where we're going with it and what we're trying to achieve as well. Okay, so again, if you want to take full advantage of this current rate, give it a try on this Quan Analytics because this is going to go up $97 per month as of Wednesday, April 22nd. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.